One, two, three, let's go!
Welcome to PPI AIU on Videocast.
POV Episode 3 International Exposure at Albukhary International University.
Hi Povers! Welcome back to POV DNA Episode 3.
Oh my god, yo.
Goodness.
Guys, let me tell you this thing. This episode is going to be a bit different, and it's going to be the most special episode from our previous POV that we have done. Why is that?
Why is it?
Guess what? Why?
Tell us.
You tell me.
You, please.
Okay, so in this episode, we're going to have a very, very distinguished speaker beside me here in my left.
Exactly.
Oh my
In
goodness,
my
I'm
right.
serious.
Okay,
That would be
let
me.
us introduce
Okay.
our distinguished guest speaker. We are very thrilled to have Dr. Muath Khalil Amayreh, our spokesperson Palestinian lecturer. He's a really passionate person about helping youth in navigating the digital world and the youth of entrepreneurship and innovation as well.
Amazing.
And so, in this episode, we are diving to the theme of international exposure at Albukhary International University. It is how we as students can make the most of their experiences here to build important skill for their future.
Okay, what a very, very amazing topic that we have today, right, Abdul? But before that, can we have a cheers first? Because, like,
Yes.
what is it without coffee anyway?
Exactly. So,
you want to
can
join?
we have a cheers?
Absolutely.
Cheers,
Why
sir.
not?
Okay.
Cheers.
One,
See you too.
two, one. Have a cheers. Oh,
Fantastic.
good. Nice.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Hope it boosts our confidence.
I know, right?
So before
Okay.
we start to the point of discussion of today's episode, we really want to hear a short brief of Dr. Muath's profile.
Yes.
But as we all know that he has a various international background. He's Palestinian but raised his life in another country. So
exactly.
to continue to know about that,
Just like
let's
us, right?
hear a short brief about the life of Dr. Muath.
Okay, about your profile and your background.
Sure. It's probably the profile that's related to the topic of today, which is mixing cultures, mixing countries, and that
being abroad.
pretty much. I think that's pretty much the story of my life, really. I had to previously, when I was a child, for no sort of cause of mine or no action of mine, I just changed countries because my father and my family generally had different jobs in different countries. So countries like England for a while, for a good while when I was young, and you have Jordan, where I learned Arabic and Islamic studies, and lived a bit in Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and majority after that of my life was in Australia.
Oh, okay.
I will not forget beautiful two countries. One had a very special place in my heart, which is Malaysia, which later on maybe we'll get to talk about it. It's just
Definitely.
it was a moment where I swapped. It changed my way of thinking, coming to Malaysia by accident. And another place is called Indonesia.
Oh,
and
my God.
and that place, when I visited, I could not forget. It was absolutely
I
fantastic.
feel flattered, to be really honest.
Absolutely.
Just like us, that you also abroad, like moving abroad around, like back in your days, that you in Jordan and England.
Yes,
right?
Jordan, England, Australia, and quite honestly, like living in the country is a little bit different than visiting it.
Yes, definitely.
Exactly.
You just get to experience the first sort of tour feel, and then slowly you get to know a bit more about the culture, and respect it. Get to
The
learn
people,
how to,
the
absolutely,
locals there.
absolutely.
Very interesting.
Awesome.
Yes.
What a brief that we all got it already from Dr. Muath, a very special guest for us. He comes from a very diverse background. As we heard already, he was experiencing his life in many countries, which he definitely has his international exposure knowledge.
Definitely.
So, without any further ado, let's moving on to
the main
topic.
Okay, a bit disclaimer, you guys. Maybe you somehow like, why is it in English all of a sudden? So yeah, a disclaimer, this is going to be a full English episode for us, for this episode. Okay, so bear with us.
It's probably because I can't speak Indonesian.
Oh,
Still, inshallah, in the process.
I wish we can speak Arabic.
I will learn.
Okay, finally, moving on to the discussion
discussion
for our today's episode. It is related to the international exposure. So, for yourself, how would you define international exposure for students in Albukhary International University?
In Albukhary International University, I think it is the most unique experience that I personally have come across, let alone the students. The students live amongst their colleagues who are from different countries in the same room, same unit, so even more of an exposure. But AIU is so special in a way. It really is so special because you get to interact with so many different cultures in a first-hand, so raw way of exposure, meaning to say it's not filtered. You see, when you go to a country like Nigeria or like France, you go as a tourist, most of the time you get exposed to the tourist sites. And tourist sites comes with people who adapted to tourists, and you get to eat the tourists' food.
Yeah.
But here at AIU, you get to exposed to the real people of the country, not the tourist designed ones.
Yeah, I got it.
And you get to see their culture, you get to see the art, you get to see
the real one.
The real one. You get to see the way they dress, the way they express themselves, and the way they think. Most importantly, you live going from one place to another on campus, you end up bumping into people from 8 different cultures, different countries with different languages, and it's normal to say hi to each other and to express where you're going to eat and what you're going to eat. Beautiful experience.
We all here as like
one community.
Yes.
As an international relation scholar, I get exposed to countries in terms of system and culture and way of thinking and society, but it's never like actually meeting people from Burma or Myanmar. Meeting people and speaking to them about their lifestyle, etc. So very, very unique, truly special.
Talking about skills, sir, that you just mentioned right now that this culture skill that we cannot learn in our school or like in the college itself, right?
Yeah.
That did you think that we're going to talk about like soft and hard skill now? Okay, so like do you think that soft and hard skill is important for like students and nowadays, like just like you said, right? So can you give us like some examples maybe just for the surroundings in Albukhary International University?
Certainly. Like I guess it leads into what we were saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Cultural sensitivity and being aware of the boundaries of different culture is so important in how you communicate with others. And communicating and being able to communicate, I think, is the master of soft skills.
Yes.
It is so difficult to be able to. It's difficult to succeed in life and reach your full potential. I mean, you could succeed, but not reach your full potential without being able to communicate really well.
Yes.
The moment you interact with other cultures really well, you're able to, and you learn how to break the boundaries, how to break ice, how to understand what is the do and don't very quickly. The socio-culture perspective becomes your second instinct, becomes a default nature in you. And this is what I noticed about students.
Yes.
You know, students here, they straight away ask me, where are you from? And they adjust their behavior towards it. And so many times they will change the words they use.
I got it.
They start, The other day I saw a Sudani guy. He immediately met a Nigerian person, and he started speaking in Nigerian, few welcoming words. And these are soft skills.
Yes.
You know, because they don't only come with words, they come with gestures, they come with an ability to connect and communicate. God, this is
With
a
their
key
own
for
way.
success. I was saying to my wife the other day, we lived in Canberra in Australia, and I said to her, and many shows come to Canberra Theatre, but we usually have to have we have to pay the theatre, plan 2.5 months in advance, drive to the place,
All the way.
and here all we have to do is just walk for a
come to
minute and a half,
auditorium,
5 minutes, come to the
get
auditorium,
everything.
and there it goes, another country with
And
another
I
culture.
can see your daughter really interested in this
We
night,
love
right?
it, we
You guys
love
would really love to go.
Yeah. But back to the soft skill point. Soft skills, very, very important for students, because soft skills are many.
Yeah, a lot.
And this is a key point. If I want to leave one little point here. People think I want to have all soft skills. I want to be able to network, I want to be able to communicate, and and the list goes on and on. But you may not be designed for all of them.
You can
It is
gain that.
worth searching, making this half an hour search. What are the soft skills that suit my personality, and let me master that most. Communication is a key, as Ibn Khaldun said. It's a key for being able to succeed. But it really is worth making a very quick search. Go, okay, these are the soft skills. These are the general, say, 20 soft skills. I probably can master 5 really well.
Yes.
And focus on that and go for it.
So you need to make a research about yourself, of course, and you know that what you're good at.
Yeah, know yourself is very important in
Yes.
today's era, actually. So,
Exactly.
as we've seen in today's world, especially in digitalization world, where we see everything on social media, and sometimes people tend to copy what they see
Yes.
on what they've seen on their screen. But in fact, they really need to actually start to find their true self. So do not just copy what they've seen on those social media platforms. If these people talk about this, so I have to talk about this. If these people have this clothes to wear or
Then-
a voice to talk,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you need to follow your influencer 100%, but find a good point that you can take note.
Yeah, the positive one,
Yes,
it's okay.
implement it in your life, but don't forget to be you in every day.
Exactly.
You see, there's no doubt that you will want something.
Yes, the
It's
desire.
it's just yeah, exactly. But it's just a matter of deciding what is it that you want.
Yeah.
What you need.
What you need, but also what you want. If you add a luxury, see, if you will eventually be chasing after something. There's no doubt about
Definitely.
that, because we all wake up in the morning and we want something.
Of
we want
course.
something
Every
We all want
morning.
something, right? If you don't want anything, we will be taking you to deal with a depression case.
Yeah.
But it's true. If
Definitely,
you don't
guys.
want anything at all in life, I mean, try to feel like I want nothing. So you definitely want something.
Yes.
That's a normal feeling. It's a nice feeling. It's a fine feeling. It's just making social media or making commercial companies dictate what you want is going to take you in a difficult side. Maybe choose that what you want is to help people, to gain more knowledge,
To help yourself also.
to help yourself, to polish your own soft skills, hard skills, not to chase after something that the commercial company dictates for you. Because soon enough they're going to be issuing another type of iPhone,
Every year.
and then you keep chasing after it.
Moving on to another question of today's discussion. So we're living in such digitalized world. We cannot deny that. So in your experience, what challenges do young people face in digital world, especially while studying?
While studying, first thing comes to mind is that people these days have access to information so easily
So
that
easy.
they stopped, in a way, appreciating the fact that the information is there. Like lots of people tell me, AI is a problem, etc. I don't really see it I don't see it as a big problem, even as a lecturer, quite frankly. And I told my students, and I tell you guys, get your information from wherever you want, as long as it's referenced and checked, and as long as it's from a credible source. Get your information from wherever you want. That's not the difficulty about digitalized world. It's not about AI giving you the information. It's the fact that you start feeling, and that's a danger I speak to myself about, you know. I'm not the student that is digitalized. I'm not young enough to call myself that, but still, you know, everyone feels that. The information has become so easy, readily accessible, that I don't feel the need to appreciate it anymore, and I don't process it in my mind. So I don't grasp the information, I don't take the knowledge, and I use this term, chew it in my head. I don't digest it, I don't care about it, I just dump it. Yeah. Because it's easily accessible. The fact that it's easily accessible is not my problem.
Yeah.
It's not my problem with the student.
Yes.
It's not the problem, actually. The problem is that when it's easily accessible, I go, okay, it's easy access. I don't necessarily have to hold on to it. I don't have to think it. So you can be exposed to so much knowledge, but mentally you don't engage with it at all.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, well, we have a problem. We have a week of a lot of information and a lot of knowledge poured on you, but a week of no engaging, which means a week lost in intellectual process. You are not as smart as you could be in that week. Because you see, I've given you information and you think, oh, I can press this button anytime I want and it will give me the information again. So I don't have to think about it, you see. I don't have to think about it, I don't have to process it, I don't have to analyze it. And that's an opportunity lost. After a week, you end up with, imagine a year. You know, I come to students, they've been exposed. I speak sometimes to a student after the end of a semester. They're exposed to so much knowledge, but they can't remember, they have not engaged, they have not questioned one single fact, proper fact. Oh, that's a disaster. Try this. Put it aside and say it to yourself in the mirror. Explain it. If you're not sure how you explained it, go and have a look at it again and explain it again. I promise you, the AI will be an assistant. It's something you use, it's not using you. You know?
Got it.
And you'll become smarter and smarter.
Somehow it really does helping us in terms of like maybe
the ideas.
The ideas. Searching for the ideas, and maybe we can develop it ourselves. It's so helping us, and also like maybe somehow if we don't really have much time to conclude all of the things that we have already like gained, we can just put it there and can you please help us to conclude and summarize so we can understand it in the language that we can, like, you know,
easier to understand. Yeah, but
so,
then again,
just like
it is very important also to use our intellectuality to process every information that is coming from these AI intelligence.
Don't let them use us.
Don't let them use us. Don't let them AI use us.
We use them
as our assistants to maximize our work,
our performance also in
sometimes
studying.
we are stuck in our ideas. AI is there to help us with finding the ideas, but to elaborate it and to understand it to be our own understanding, we need to use our own
brain.
Intellectuality. Exactly. What a valuable insights from Dr. Muath about how can we actually utilize AI tools in today's digitalized world. And shall we move on to another discussion topic?
To another topic. So, Sir Muath, so I'm from BBA, or like Bachelor in Business and Administration. So I would like to like ask, how can the students in AIU get involved in entrepreneurship, like the resources or like initiative available to support the entrepreneurs here that maybe they wanted to be in young entrepreneurs, maybe from you.
I guess I can't help but start from the very start. Lots of people like the term entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
And they also like the term networking. Lots of people like the term, being focused and disciplined.
Yeah.
These are buzzwords, they're cool words. The problem I noticed is that not a lot of people know that they often should come with a line, a continuation, meaning you're networking for what? You're focused on what? You're disciplined to achieve what?
Yeah.
I want to be a disciplined person, some students or some friends tell me. I want to be a disciplined person. I say, what for, darling?
Yeah, got it.
Just to be disciplined is boring.
Don't be boring.
Don't be boring. We need to achieve things. I need to be
Exactly.
focused. I say, okay.
For what?
What at? What for? I need to be focused on gaining muscle. For some
yeah,
guys.
for example.
Or a better, etc., etc. So, meaning to say, to be an entrepreneur is cool. It sounds cool, but to start with, we need to know what for. Is that your mindset? Your mindset needs to set up in that direction. To be an entrepreneur is to be a person who looks at the environment, and this is something I adore about this entire 3-0
Club
idea.
things.
This beautiful idea where you're constantly walking around thinking, where is the gap and how can I fill it
Fill the gap.
in order to make a social business from it? That gap is the entrepreneurship. To have that mindset of looking, going, oh, where is the gap in, where is the problem? Where is the gap? How can I fill it? Is an entrepreneur mindset. A mindset, a setup where you're going to succeed. After that, my dear, it really, really is easy in a way. It's easy in a way that you find out what kind of set of skills you've got. You dive into businesses that helps you enhance this skill set with the mindset that we talked about earlier, which is, where's the gap? How can I fill it? I'll give you a real small example, right? When I was a young boy at school, at university level, I loved eating.
You love what?
I still do eating.
Okay. Same.
That's why I love this country. I love Indonesia.
Yeah.
Beautiful food.
Culinary, the
Yes.
culinary.
Absolutely amazing.
Lazizan.
So I just thought, you know
Lazizan.
what? And I'm a type of person who is a bit physical with my work. So I thought, okay. And I went and worked in a restaurant making pizzas. It was fantastic. It was absolutely wonderful. And all I had to do
Can try the
afterwards.
pizza.
Topic, but sure.
I really want to too.
Let's talk about that. More important now. I make the best pizza ever. Seriously.
Cannot wait.
Try.
Okay, you know what? We have a date. We have a date. I'm gonna make a pizza. I'm gonna seriously.
Wow.
I found accidentally what I like. I found what I'm better at, and it was easy for me after that to find this mindset. So simply, first of all, have the entrepreneur mindset, and second thing, know your skill set, and the third thing, which is really answering your question directly, go and dive in and try.
And try.
Try.
Yes.
Try as much
This
as
is the
you
key
can.
point.
Oh
right?
my gosh!
Sure.
Just jump in. Maybe you won't like it, but now you know what you don't like. You know,
At least you
not
know.
everything. Don't wait until. My best advice, honestly, is don't wait until you find what you like most. Keep trying. By finding what you don't like, you are closer to what you like. And I promise you, you will have not only the joy of doing that, but the money that will come with it.
I see.
What a
Passion.
quote.
What passion.
We
What
have to
passion.
write it on this screen. The
Quote.
quote 2024
Sir
from
Muath.
Muath. So, okay, moving on to, we can say our final question for today's episode. It is related to AIU community. So, how can students connect more with the AIU community to enhance their international experiences?
I think we spoke already about how interesting AIU and unique it is in terms of the culture. But
Diversity.
to answer the question a bit more honestly, in order to connect with people in AIU and the culture in AIU, etc., you've got to realize that it is also a challenge to engage in different cultures at constantly for 3 years.
Yes.
It's a challenge.
Yes.
It's okay. It's good to
it is.
recognize that. Because you see, if you keep saying, no, I want to be the cool guy who mixes with cultures, I don't, can I keep putting the irritation I'm feeling aside and try to ignore it like it's not happening? Well, there's something not working, right? No, I actually think it's a good idea to answer the question. How can you connect? First of all, recognize that it's also a challenge to mix with other cultures.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
There are many different ways. There are many body languages. There are many signals that you may be giving. I remember someone thinking that someone coming from Iraq to visit us in Australia. I was working with the government at the time, and they misunderstood 90% of the signals, physical signals, the body language signals that people give in Australia. They were actually misreading people completely. So I was saying that many misreadings would make your life hell if you think that, I should get along with these people whatsoever. So to go to the point really is that to recognize maybe that it is a challenge. To start with, it's a great deal of joy, but it also comes with a challenge. You don't have to like every meal in the world.
You don't like to.
There's some cuisine that doesn't suit you.
Exactly.
It's okay.
It's okay.
There are ways that you interact with others, as long as it's within the values of our university. That doesn't suit you, and you can just simply put a stop for it. There are ways that you guys interact with each other. Say in Indonesia, right? Indonesian community. I notice they interact with each other in a particular way. I can tell that someone, say, from Yemen is thinking, what on earth is that?
Yeah.
I don't understand. How is that working? But I don't want that person in Yemen to think, oh, it's wrong for me to even think that question. No.
Yeah.
It's good to think that question. And it's good to learn how the other way works and to grow to accept it as long as it's within the values, the difference, etc. So accepting the difference, what does that mean? It means I think there's a normal way. Of course I have to think there's a normal way. Everyone grows with a specific way, and they call it the norm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we bring you to AIU and say, your norm is not the only norm. There's so many different norms.
There's a lot of norms.
Right? So it is uncomfortable. Meaning to say, it is uncomfortable. It's okay. The beauty about it is, the moment you learn that these are many different norms, and now you navigate your way around them, you're becoming smarter, you're becoming cleverer, you're becoming socially far more intelligent than many others that do not have this opportunity, and even if it is a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, understood.
So, yeah.
Long answer, sorry.
No,
Okay, so, no, it's not.
no,
long
definitely very beneficial, because I realized that without the bravery from ourselves, because there are some type of people who are
Shy.
and introvert towards themselves, to not be able to be brave to go out from their room to actually engage with the people around them. But that is actually the way how we can engage with the community.
Yes.
If we don't have that bravery to talk to other nationalities, then how can we engage with our other nationalities?
Yeah, and I
So-
see like they tend to talk and be in comfort zone. Like maybe they just talk with their countrymates or their
yeah.
roommates. So they don't really use this really like
Great
beneficial
platform such as
international
AIU.
university, guys.
Yes.
Like engage with all of the friends that you got in your class. To be
Yeah.
like, for example, like to maybe if you have like group assignment, don't just be in the same your countrymates.
Yeah.
So
It's a crime.
It's a crime.
guys.
That is an
Maybe, for
absolute
example, you have 7 people in a group and you choose 6 people from the same nationality and 1 from
That's
other
a crime. You know,
countries.
sometimes I tend
It's a
to
little
see.
bit less of a crime, but
Okay.
the real crime is when you go and choose 4 or 5 people from the same country.
Yes.
Honestly, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
Yeah, what is the
Exactly.
point
What's the point?
of studying an international campus?
Okay, before we wrap up, sir, maybe you can give just a brief advice to our listeners out here, to the students, newcomers, to the AIU students, about pursuing opportunities during their time in AIU, to use their time.
Use the time.
Yeah, like short, brief, maybe you can say advice.
I'll try to be as brief as possible. This is it's exciting. It's an exciting question.
Okay, no need to brief then.
No.
It's just no brief.
Okay. So thank you so much for the question. It really is so cool to be able to speak to you guys. You know how much I love to be able to
Such an
to be
honor for
really.
us.
Thank you. I want to start by saying that university time is a special time in your life.
Yes.
Why? Because when you're at school, you are great deal of time when you're at school, you are reliant subconsciously on your parent.
Yeah.
When you have a problem,
Relying.
you go and ask your parent. In fact, even when you want to go to your friend's house and stay over or buy something, your first question is, I need to take parent permission.
Exactly.
If someone is going to get you in trouble or something like that, you're subconsciously or consciously thinking, doesn't matter, I'll call my dad, I'll call my mom, I'll call my older brother.
Papa,
you are exactly.
help me.
Jumping to the third stage in life, there are not only three, there are 4 and 5, but third stage in life, when you're working, you are so on your own that when you continually come late, or when a manager means to be mean to you, you're on your own. You either have to figure it out, or resign, or get fired. Reality of life.
Reality.
Brutal reality.
Brutal.
I noticed that a lot of students come, they feel the independence, but at the same time, they want their lecturers to treat them like mommy and daddy time. So it's a bit confusing. The best thing to do at AIU as a university is to realize that this is a wonderful transitional period. When you fall, make sure we will always be there to stand by you. Just say the word, just ask. We are going to be there for you.
Yeah.
But we also want you to try your absolute best to stand on your own feet. So inshallah, when you go to the real world, we feel proud of you. We feel like we did not produce someone who can be weak. We don't want you to be weak. We could baby you until you finish.
Yes.
And then take you out there. But we would never feel honest.
Yeah.
We would never feel we did the right thing by you. So expect, especially new students, expect that when you are here, that there is a little bit of hardness. We are always going to be there for you. We would never want you to fall. And it would be wonderful if you remember, no, by the end of these 3 years, I want to look back and say, I'm stronger. I formed stronger habits.
Yeah.
I shaped myself better than when I was
we
just came here.
Absolutely.
Like I can see the improvement of maybe Abdul, like the way maybe he's striving and like just like now. We're here now, dude, and like you're amazing. I know that
So do you.
he's so amazing in like drawing, singing, a lot of things, and just like Sir Muath said, when we look back in days, like, oh, I was like this, wow, and now I'm here, like a little bit stronger, and
Yes.
even it's a baby step is still a step, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Oh, absolutely. This is an old example, but I'll give it anyway. If you started, in the beginning of being an international university, right? If you started learning a word every day, and try to practice it, because it's an international university, you get a chance to practice it.
Of course.
My gosh, how many more words in English?
300 words.
300 a year, right?
300 a year.
360. That's your maths. I'm really bad
It's
at maths.
one. What if you like
Who's
5?
good at maths here?
300,
Some
yeah.
900 words, right?
Yeah,
This is
360.
they actually say that all you need is around 700-800 words in English to communicate with common people, in a general common sort of day to day. Done.
Before, when I was like, we have an interview session, right, Abdul, I have this mindset like, oh my God, will we conduct in English? What do I say? What do I do?
Yeah.
And I just do what I do. It's like, okay, I know it sucks, but I'm trying anyway. At least they can understand me when I have the interview. And now when I have like, oh, be in English. in English? Okay. That's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, even just a bit, but you don't realize that you make it a habit every day. You're talking in English every time. That's just an example, okay, guys? And it's shaped you. Like, now you're okay. English, okay. Whatsoever. It also implement into another language also, right, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
Another language.
Language,
anything.
skills. Everything really. Instead of saying, okay, I'm not that person, even if you're an introvert, even if you're a person that don't necessarily feel the desire to go out and do things.
There are people like that.
Oh, well, I mean, personality. Being an introvert is a well-recognized form of personality characteristic. That's okay. That is perfectly okay. It's good to recognize that. And introvert or not introvert, extrovert or not extrovert, what I know for certain, without you telling me, whoever is hearing me, you still want to gain another skill.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Even if you're at home, you're not at home, you want to get. That's what you need to work at. And that's why by the end of the 3 years, inshallah, at AIU, you will look back and go, oh, I've gained these skills. I'm a much better person. I'm much more equipped, Inshallah, also much better in characteristic.
All right, loyal audience, you have followed our journey until many discussions we have done. Very insightful one more time.
So interesting also.
I'm not gonna regret these opportunities. We get to know from the expert of a very spokesperson that we have discussed about how does it feel to be in international community, how to gain a great international exposure, especially in this digitalized world, and how to be the best of our version and always strive to be better in everyday life. And not only that, as the ending of this podcast episode, we would like to know a little about a little speech, maybe, for example, from Dr. Muath as Palestinian as well. We really want to know and raise awareness as well about what is happening.
Our brother and sisters in Palestine.
Exactly, the life there is miserable, definitely. So maybe you can deliver 1, 2, 3 sentences about
spread awareness also
to the audience about what is going on in Palestine.
Yes, certainly. Well, Palestine. This is not today. What's happening today is not new.
Yes.
It's disastrous. It's disastrous, but it has been going on for the last 70 years.
70 years.
70 years of serious oppression. Crimes have been committed throughout these 70 years on a systematic basis. Palestine, I'm an international, my PhD is in international law, and I can tell you comfortably, Palestine is occupied according to international law, according to the law that we all recognize. It's an occupied. Do you know occupied? The term occupied.
Yeah.
You know, it's fascinating because the world now says the word colonialist era, when the Dutch and the British came to Indonesia and Malaysia and to Africa and the French and the German. And we talk about it as if it's a past tense. You know, during the colonial time, now we don't have to colonize, right? But it's not over for Palestinians. Can you believe that? It's actually not over for Palestinians. Colonialism, the old colonialism, it still exists for Palestinians. Until now. That's according to international law. And to be colonized, by the way, guys, is not just a term. To be colonized means to ask permission to go to hospital, ask permission to have water, ask permission to freedom. No freedom to move around, no freedom to eat whenever you want to eat.
Primary needs.
Very essential.
Rights, you don't get it.
Essential needs for your life. And this is what Palestinians have been denied for 70 years. And only recently they decided to treat them as the leader of the Israeli army they treat them as human animals. Today they're treating them as human animals. But what can I just say, having set the base here, Palestinians, the cause for Palestine is not about Palestinians. It really is not. It's actually for all Muslims around the world and all people with humanity. It's become a case of, are you a human enough to care about the case of Palestine? The case is so bad that the massacres they're causing, Israelis are causing and committing in Palestine, is become a human cry, a cry for all humanity to stop it. I personally, emotionally invested in it, of course, because my ancestors are from there. But I know that I am no more invested in it than many others that I've met that don't have their ancestors in there. My call is for them to never ever allow this Palestinian problem becomes Palestinian Israeli or Hamas Israeli only. It's not. It's actually, and this is their attempt. The attempt now is to call Israel Hamas problem. No, it's not. It's not Israel Palestine problem. It's not Israel Arab world problem. It's not Israel Muslim problem. It's Israel humanity problem.
Yes. Period.
That's what I actually really want to focus on. And I know for us it's an identity because our religious sites are there. Finally, I say, I know for certainty that Palestinians are only the guardians of that place. We call them in Islam murabitin. They are the guardians of the place, and they will remain the guardians of the place because that's what God promised us. And we were also promised that eventually these guardians will win, inshallah, by assistance of everyone.
Amen.
It's almost a crime these days to go and buy a Pepsi or Coke. I still see people.
That's a crime.
Really cannot believe it. It's the company itself is saying blatantly in front of our face, I will support Israeli army to buy weapons to go and kill Palestinians and take your holy sites. They're not shy about it. And we should not be shy about not buying their products. So they know that this is not
helping them.
It's not okay by us to treat us like that.
So yeah, that was very sad to think about.
What is happening
people
there?
in every side of the world think that this issue is only happening between Israel and Palestine, while it is actually Israel with humanity that we really need to point out. This is not just about war. This is not just about occupation, but the morality of human. The sense of humanity is gone already. So yeah, we need to actually understand that we have to open our eyes. Which side do we need to support?
Of
Which
course.
already it's clear.
Clearly, you know.
So thank you very much. One
No,
more
thank
time.
you for adding that in. That's wonderful of you both. That's your part. No, that is really your part of ticking your box, making your fights.
because-
Your voice counts.
Yes.
So well done for adding it in as a beautiful surprise.
Thank you so
Mashallah,
much.
well
It's such
done.
an honor for us.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free. Wow.
So, as a little gift from
Appreciation.
PPI AIU, International Student Organization, we would like to give you a small of appreciation.
Oh, that's gorgeous. You didn't have to. That's
As
wonderful.
a memory, for example, if you graduate already. So,
And then the
so this is
certificate?
And a certificate. Oh, thank you so
with
much.
Dr. Muath Khalil
I hope
Amayreh.
Oh,
we
that's
spelled
beautiful. You have
the name
perfectly.
correctly.
Yes, it's gorgeous. Thank you so much.
And a little gift.
A little
because,
gift, I
Yeah,
have to-
maybe we can give it
Okay,
to.
okay.
Yeah.
Sir
Oh,
Muath,
thank
okay.
you.
Exactly.
Oh, nice! Oh, I love that.
Mention that you love
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you
do.
bring around
That's gorgeous.
everywhere. Right?
Thank you so much.
That's so cute.
Oh, that's
A little unboxing
gorgeous.
here.
Thank you.
So finally,
We get to end this session, though.
sadly, unfortunately, even though the discussion has been very great, awesome to have Dr. Muath with us, however,
Thanks,
it is enough, I think, from us. it's a great pleasure for us one more time. We would like to deliver
Insightful, amazing session
Yes.
to talk with Sir Muath right here, right now,
Thank you
today.
very, very much one more time.
Thank you guys.
For
Thanks
giving
so
your-
much.
for your availability, because we know that Sir Muath will be
Packed.
traveling to
Indonesia.
Of all
soon.
places, yeah.
And I think that's pretty much of today's
Okay.
episode.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this whole talk with Sir Muath here. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to give it a like and also comment down below what another episode shall we make. Maybe another talk with another distinguished speaker also, and very insightful session.
Yes.
And don't forget to follow our Instagram. It's at @Giandra_Ashila.
And mine is at _it's Abdul. And after all,
Catch you next time on another POV DNA PPI AIU on videocast with Dea and
and Abdul. See ya! Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Guys, what a wonderful program this is.
Thank you so much. We can have a cheers.
Yes.
Last cheers, maybe. Cheers.
Well done, guys. That's
Well done.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
What a wonderful program this is.